Lately, I've noticed that most of my anxiety isn't actually about what's happening. It's about what might happen. Future conversations, future problems, future versions of myself. It's like my brain keeps trying to travel 6 months ahead and report back with bad news. And honestly, it's exhausting. So while I work on this little lavender embroidery project for a tote bag I'm making for my spa and bath stuff, I thought I'd share some of the things I tell myself when I catch my brain doing that thing again. Not affirmations, not positive thinking, just a few thoughts that help me come back to reality. One thing I tell myself is, this feeling is not necessarily telling me the truth, because anxiety has a very convincing voice. It presents theories as facts. It makes assumptions and then acts like they're confirmed. I think that's why anxiety can feel so overwhelming, not because it's always right, but because it sounds so certain. And sometimes I have to remind myself that just because I feel something strongly doesn't mean it's true. Just because I feel behind doesn't mean I am. Just because I feel like something will go wrong doesn't mean it will. Feelings are real, but they're not always accurate. Another thing I tell myself is, I don't have to solve my whole life tonight. I don't know why anxiety loves nighttime so much. Maybe because everything feels bigger when you're tired. But have you ever noticed how many life-changing decisions seem reasonable at 11 p.m.? You suddenly want to change careers, move cities, end relationships, start businesses, delete your social media, reinvent your entire personality. And then somehow the next morning you're fine. I've learned that not every thought deserves immediate action. Sometimes what feels like an emergency is actually just uncertainty. One of the biggest shifts for me was realizing that anxiety treats uncertainty like a problem to solve. But uncertainty is just part of being alive. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Nobody knows exactly how things will turn out. And yet anxious people spend so much energy trying to get guarantees that simply don't exist. So sometimes I tell myself, you are asking for certainty from a future that hasn't happened yet. And of course I can't get that. None of us can. Another thing I ask myself is my life actually falling apart right now? Or is my nervous system overwhelmed? Because those are two very different situations. Sometimes I think I'm having an existential crisis, and then I realize I've been staring at screens for 10 hours. I've had too much caffeine. I've been sleeping badly. I've been rushing from one thing to another. I've been consuming information non-stop. And suddenly what felt like a deep life problem turns out to be a very tired brain asking for a break. One of my favorite reminders is, you have survived every version of this before. Because anxiety always feels new. It always feels like this time is different. This time the problem is bigger. This time the fear is more serious. This time you won't be able to handle it. But when I look back at my life, I can see dozens of moments where I thought everything was going to fall apart. And somehow I kept going. Not perfectly, not gracefully, but I kept going. And maybe the thing that helps me most is reminding myself that the goal isn't to become someone who never feels anxious. For a long time I thought that was the goal, to become calm all the time, to become one of those people who always seem grounded and unbothered. But now I think the goal is something smaller and kinder. I think the goal is learning how to return to yourself, to recognize when your brain is spiraling, to notice when fear is taking over the conversation, and instead of believing every anxious thought, you gently step back and say, I see what's happening. I don't need to solve everything right now. I can wait. I can rest. I can come back to this tomorrow. Maybe that's one reason I've been enjoying crafts so much lately. Embroidery feels like the opposite of anxiety. Anxiety wants speed. Embroidery wants patience. Anxiety wants certainty. Embroidery asks you to trust the process. Anxiety wants the finished answer immediately. Embroidery is just one stitch at a time. And maybe life is a little more like embroidery than anxiety wants us to believe. You don't see the whole picture at the beginning. You can't rush it. You don't always know exactly how it's going to turn out. You just keep making the next stitch, and eventually something beautiful starts to appear. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope if your brain has been feeling a little loud lately, this reminded you that you don't have to listen to everything it says.